All right. Welcome, everybody. Beautiful Monday. No, Tuesday. I was supposed to train Monday, but that went south real fast. Tuesday morning here in Bellevue, Nebraska, just outside of Omaha. A council member here called it blood-sucking Bellevue. I tend to agree because I don't spend any time in this hellhole other than going to Bob's Fitness, which is where we're at today, and we're going to train legs. So I'm not following any type of structured program right now. I'm kind of trying to get through the next couple of months because it's a time of transition, a time of movement, as I've alluded to, and I hope to reveal more in the future very soon. But seeing as that I'm not following any type of structured program, I'm just getting in, getting the work done, eating food, seeing what happens, doing a little bit of cardio and that. Now, that being said, I'm going to tackle a workout that I have not done in quite a few years, basically since my 20s. I'm going to take on the 2003 post-Arnold Classic Jay Cutler Leg workout. Now, I don't know exact sets. I don't know exact reps. I know the layout, and we'll go from there. So, that being said, there's going to be a couple of variations. I am going to start with hamstrings first. Definitely going to do my seated leg curls or my lying leg curls, one of the two. That's from John Meadows. I've stuck with that for years. I'm going to continue to do it. So, but the rest of the layout is going to be fairly similar. So, what is the 2003 Jay Cutler Leg workout? So if you are a fan of bodybuilding, or if you are as old as I am, everyone knows Jay Cutler, not the Bears quarterback, is a four-time Mr. Olympia. And in 2003, he came back to win the Arnold Classic after taking all of 2002 off following the debacle where he should have won the 2001 Mr. Olympia. Took all that time off, transitioned to Las Vegas, and was working out at what's now closed, the Gold's Gym on Flamingo and Sand Hill, which was a great gym, by the way. Very good gym. So, gonna tackle that workout. The clip for that particular session I'm going to post in my bio. Is from MOC Video, which is now owned by a gentleman named Bruce. So Bruce, if you're watching, please keep up the good work. Love what you're doing with all of Mitsuru's videos and putting them on YouTube. So I'm going to tackle that. It's a high volume leg workout, as Jay was notorious for doing a lot of volume at that phase of his career. I do believe there is a place for high volume because a lot of guys are big, they're round, and they're thick, but they don't have that extra degree of hardness. They don't have that volumization to the muscle that a lot of people get from volume training. They don't have that muscularity that a lot of the older guys have. And we can say it's drugs and all that other rigmarole, but I'm going to say a lot of it has to do with the style of training, the style of eating, and one of those landmarks is volume training. So with that being said, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to work really hard. I hope you pick up some cues from it, and then we'll just go from there. Now, when I say high volume, please keep in mind that this workout has a lot of exercises in it. So it may be 3 sets, it may be 2 sets, but the overall volume that I'll be doing is going to be pretty high when you add all of that up. So with that being said, we're going to get straight into it. And we're going to keep on working. Okay, so with this whole workout, here's the thing that you need to keep in mind as I'm walking you all through this, is that my age is 42 years old. And in 2003, I was 22, going on 23 in August. So ideally, in my mind, it was a fun thing to do, but also in actual execution, this voiceover is being recorded at 4:15 this morning, which is Wednesday morning on May the 3rd. This workout was the previous day on Tuesday, May the 2nd. My legs have been killing me ever since I stepped foot outside the gym. Now, granted, I have not had that happen in a very long time, especially for legs. But oh my God, this is a routine that you're not gonna want to do if you're underfed. So let's get into it. Started out with some seated leg curls, 4 working sets, just to get some blood in the hamstrings. And that did account for most of the hamstring work within the routine. He does seated hamstrings at some point, but that's when he does his main hamstring work, and I just decided to start out with it. Then I go over to the flex leg extension, just making sure I contract my quads pretty powerful. Now these are just meant to warm up the knees, warm up the quadriceps for the work that's supposed to come after, which is a lot of quad work. So this was nothing to failure. This was the first of, or the second and third of 3 sets of around about 20 to 25 reps. So as you can see, I'm just really just trying to force blood into the muscle, trying to get the muscle activated, for lack of a better word, and get it ready for the work that's to come, especially the knee joints, the connective tissue around, and things of that nature. So it's something I used to do back in the day, actually around about 2003 and earlier, but it's something that I really haven't done unless it's just extremely cold outside. So I generally don't do that, but today I did them just because I'm trying to follow the continuity of Jay's workout, to be able to show you guys this. Then we go on to leg press, and I'm just trying to find my footing. Really wasn't worrying about biasing the quads today or anything like that. My feet were a little bit higher, so there was some glute activation in there as well. But I just wanted to hit the overall leg, and I feel I accomplished that. So starting out with 2 plates for about 10, and tell you what, I was starting to get cooked once I got to this weight, which is 4 plates for 10 reps. So I'm trying to keep the work sets at this point in the workout. You'll see as we progress in the 10 to 12, 8 to 10 rep range. And I felt I did a pretty good job of that for the most part. 5 plates on here was pretty difficult. Now, what I will say about this workout and what I will say about volume training is that it gets a bad rap because it's, oh, you got to recover and you're doing too much and this, that, and the other. But I mean, for keeping in shape, and in shape involving, when we as bodybuilders refer to as in shape, it varies across a multitude of lenses. Are you in shape for a show? Are you in shape for your off season? Things of that nature. Are you in shape at a certain point in the off season? Are you in shape at a certain point in your pre-contest phase relative to the time that you have that you'll be doing the show? So when I say in shape, I mean you're not sweating profusely, you're not catching wind. I mean, you are, but I mean, it's not as bad as it would be. But this volume training gets you in shape. Add some cardio to that, and you definitely have some very positive body composition changes. Now, in doing this workout, you have to remember too, and I realized it a long time ago. 2003, Jay Cutler was an eat, sleep, and train bodybuilder, and I think he was in the twilight of his 20s, if not out of his 20s already, and in his early 30s. So it was a different time for him, and I'm not sure he would even do this type of training anymore. So with the leg presses being over, moving on to hack squats, he used, I think, a pre-core or a Cybex hack squat. I opted for Arsenal Strength today, and I just raised up the platform so I could just bottom it out as much as I could. I haven't tackled hack squats in a while, and honestly probably just went a little bit too heavy, even though it is 2 plates and I've done more than 2 plates. Just was really just beat to dog shit at this point. So In retrospect, I probably could have gotten by with just 2, but I dropped the weight down and did about 3 sets with a plate and a quarter, or I did 2 more sets with a plate and a quarter. So, yeah, this is rough. And keep in mind, Jay was doing around about 3 working sets. He did something called feel sets, where he would just feel out the weight, but also at the same time, when he got to his working weight, it was a lot of weight. So another epiphany that came to me with this is that if you're going to do this style of training, if you're going to take this style of training for a day, carbohydrates are your friend. Before and after, Jay was a very, very, very well-fed bodybuilder. If you notice in the video, in the link in the description, he's drinking a gallon of water. Now, keep in mind, this is before intra-workout supplements came into vogue. So he was just doing water, but he was well-fed. He ate around the clock, and it showed in his leg day. Now, the one thing that I did do different for quads is that I did not do front squats. So I did a suitable substitution for it by the name of the pendulum squat. So 8 to 10 reps here, a couple of sets. At this point, I just decided to make my work sets 2 sets because my body I just wasn't able to handle another 3 working sets. I could have just got by with 1 and just breezed through it, but then I had to realize I'm not that type of trainer, so I need a little bit more oomph in my workout. So that's why I just added a second working set and ditched the third. So again, I had to make adjustments based on, number 1, my age, number 2, the length of time that's passed between that I've even done the style of workout, because I actually did this in my 20s and I wasn't able to do it. But back to carbohydrates. If you're going to do carbohydrates for this training routine, make sure you're very well fed. I would eat up leading to a style of workout like this for at least a couple of days. Eat a little bit more carbs, eat a little bit more protein, things that'll facilitate recovery, and also try to take a nap after the workout. No lie, I was totally devastated. Now here, I said I would do more unilateral work in the off season, and here I am doing single leg dumbbell squats, which I really have not done in a couple years because I just hate them. So here I am using a 35-pound fat bell by Donnie Thompson, and it's kind of laughable. I'm just holding on to the bar for balance, but as you can see, I sometimes take my hand off, and I'm trying to get more. Well, I don't know what the word I'm trying to look for is because it's early in the morning, but in any event, I'm trying to practice more balancing with this movement. And I haven't done this movement in a while, so more unilateral work in my off season means hopefully stronger legs, bigger legs, more cut legs. This took the place of lunges that you see Jay do in his video, because my ankle mobility is absolute trash and I'm not trying to do it with no weight. My ego won't allow me to do it. So I just went ahead and grabbed the dumb fat bell and went to town. Obviously my form could be better. It is what it is. But hopefully one day I'll get up to holding two fat bells. But right now we're just going to try to master it and not doing it with any type of super heavy loading. And I definitely need to draw that back leg back a little bit more. But that's neither here nor there. And to finish off the quads, went ahead and did the prime leg extension on setting number 4, which is the middle in-range position. And that was beastly. 2 sets there, I was quads were done. There was no other way around it. And, shout out to Jay, because for him to be able to do this and recover from it, even if he was an eat, sleep, training bodybuilder back then with not a whole lot of business ventures like he has now, this workout was an absolute beast. That is it for quadriceps. Yeah, I definitely can't do that, or won't do that again. And I'm not even going to do everything for hamstrings. I substituted some stuff, but God,
time waits for no man. In 2003, even though the weight was lighter, I could do this relatively decent. I make a terrible time. I still ain't done. I am not doing stiff leg deadlifts like you did in the video. I'm doing lying leg curl, single leg curl, and calling it good because I have back on Friday. Now I don't want to compromise my lower back with stiff legs. So finish up with hamstrings, a couple sets there for each exercise, and then I'm out the door. I am cooked. Oh my God. I am straight cooked. The takeaways are that training knowledge has expanded much more, so we probably don't need to do as much as Jay did. But also, the eat, sleep, and train lifestyle is very complementary to bodybuilding. So, you know, 2003, he had, his responsibilities were still building up, but he was very much in the mindset of chasing after Mr. Olympia. So first and foremost, that was what was in his career. So if you have an ability to eat, sleep, and train, take it. If you don't, then I would cut this volume down. I'm not sure how he feels about it. He probably would too, not do as much, but damn, it's rough.
And now to finish off with hamstrings, earlier in the workout I did seated hamstring curls, which is what Jay usually starts off with, or usually started off with in 2003. He did seated hamstring curls, then lying, and then single. Seeing as that I already did seated, I just went ahead and did lying. So I did about 3 sets here, manageable weight, because at that point my hams were also fried. And then I went ahead and finished off with some single leg curls. So did 3 sets of each, just to round out the hamstrings, and I was pretty much demolished at that point. So yeah, this is something that's not for the faint of heart. It's not something that I would do on a regular basis, to be quite honest with you. We hear the word junk volume a lot, and while I agree that not all volume is great volume, what I will say is that we have to reframe what we refer to as junk volume, because if it's so junky, then why aren't a lot of guys in shape right now? Why aren't a lot of guys crisp and round? And I mean, it's not a drug issue. It absolutely isn't a drug issue. I think it's more of the diet. I think it's more we're training like powerlifters, and we're not pushing that muscle to the limit with as much work as can be done. So if you're eat, sleep, and train bodybuilder, I would ditch the low volume work for a little bit and then go the high volume route, just to see how your body would respond by you doing a lot of work and feeding it. But by no means shit on volume training. It absolutely works.
Okay, that's it. Took damn near 2 hours, but got it done. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't advise that unless you have the recovery capability for that, or you've built up your conditioning to be able to handle that type of volume. Even people that eat, sleep, and train, I'd probably, this just goes to show that the base that you build early in your career and you maintain that and build upon it plays a tremendous role the later you get. I'm pretty sure Jay is not training like that right now. But if he wanted to, he could. I'm very interested in seeing what his fit at 50 looks like. So, but with all that being said, thanks for watching, guys. If you hung around this long, please like and subscribe to the channel. Bring you some more content. I'm going to do a AI generated back workout this week. So look out for that, but everything's everything. So thanks, guys, for watching. Y'all have a great day.